Alright, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm CTigirsGaming, and with the Modern Warfare 2 beta officially over, it is time for a review. We talk about the good and the bad in the Modern Warfare 2 beta. And if you guys are excited for Modern Warfare 2, make sure to see for the like button. 15 Call of Duty, make sure to subscribe. 10 on notification bell and join notification squad. Without further ado, let's get right to it. It is important to mention that everything I talk about in this video is of course gonna be from my experiences and in my opinion. Some of you guys will agree and some of you guys will not agree with what I say, and that is completely fine. If you guys have anything to add in the good or the bad section, or if you would have changed one thing from the bad to the good and vice versa from the good to the bad, make sure to tell me in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. First of all, I have to say that overall I actually enjoyed the beta. The game felt good, however it can feel 10 times better if they would just change some things that we'll talk about later in this video. Okay, I'm gonna begin with what was good and then we'll move on to what was bad. First of all, I have to say that for the first time ever in an Infinity Ward game, the saturation of the game was actually amazing. The game was very bright. It had a lot of amazing colors. It wasn't like Modern Warfare 2019 where the colors were dull, they were not saturated. Not only did it hurt the eye of the player while you were playing it, but also it hurt the eye of the viewer. So that was absolutely terrible, but now thankfully they have increased the saturation, the colors are bright and they are actually amazing to see. We move on to the settings UI, and this was absolutely perfect. It was easy to navigate, it wasn't hard, everything was right in your face. You could find any settings that you want within seconds, and that was absolutely amazing. However, we're not done with the UI just yet because we'll talk about it more in the bad section. But next up, another thing that I really enjoyed in the beta was the maps. They felt really good. It was definitely a step up from Modern Warfare 2019 maps. I really enjoyed the maps, except of course the museum map. That was terrible. It was way too big for no reason. Apart from the museum map, I really enjoyed all the maps, including the 3 Ground War maps, Said, Serif Bay, and of course Santa Sina. I think all 3 Ground War maps were amazing. So from my experience, all the maps that we got to play on were really good maps. Another thing that I really enjoyed in the beta was the additions of the new tactical and lethal equipments. For example, you had the shock charge, and probably my favorite one out of all the equipments was none other than the drill charge. Absolutely amazing. Whether you were sticking it on walls, roofs, vehicles, or even the player itself, it was really amazing. Definitely one of my favorite additions to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And finally, another good thing that I found in the Modern Warfare 2 beta was the gunsmith. Now yes, I know the gunsmith got changed quite a bit from the previous 3 years. I would say it got a lot more complicated with the weapon platforms and the receivers. However, once you use the new gunsmith and you learn it, you get used to it, it actually gets a lot easier. It gives you so many different varieties of customizations apart from just the attachments like the optic or the magazine or the underbarrel and the muzzle and all that. No, now you can actually change your SMG into an assault rifle, or you can change your assault rifle into an LMG or battle rifle. I would definitely say the new Gunsmith 2.0 is a good addition to Modern Warfare 2. That would do it for the good section in Modern Warfare 2. Now let's move on to the bad, and unfortunately there's quite a lot of bad things I would say in Modern Warfare 2 that definitely needs some changing or at least some tweaking. First of all, I have to say the time to kill or TTK is definitely way too fast. I mean, what on earth? If you get in a gunfight, that's it. Whoever shoots first, it's over. You have absolutely no chance. Somebody comes from behind you, you're dead, that's it. You never stand a chance. Unlike in Black Ops Cold War where we had a much slower TTK, it wouldn't take only 1 or 2 bullets to kill you. No, if somebody shot at you first, you still had somewhat of a chance to actually still manage to win that gunfight. But unfortunately in Modern Warfare 2, you have 0 chance, 1-2 bullets max and you're dead. You never stand a chance, and that is definitely something that needs to be tweaked. The time to kill needs to be increased a tiny bit because currently it is way too fast. Next up, we talk about the removal of the classic minimap, or the red dots appearing on the minimap as the enemy is firing unsuppressed weapons. As you guys know, in Modern Warfare 2, unfortunately the classic minimap has been removed. Infinity Ward did respond and they said they do not want to punish players for firing their weapons. Just let that sink in. They do not want to punish players for firing their weapons. So what on earth is the point of the suppressor attachments for your weapons? If you're not gonna punish players for firing their weapons, whether they're using a suppressor or not, what on earth is the point of suppressors in the game? Just to remove them, since nobody will use them anyways. To be honest with you guys, I don't even know what to say. They do not want to punish players for firing their weapons. What? Just that says it all. Absolutely ridiculous. The classic minimap definitely needs to return. We move on and talk about the new perks system. Once again, they fixed something that wasn't broken. This shouldn't be called Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It should be called Call of Duty fixing things that did not need to be fixed. Who on earth ever complained about the classic minimap or the perk system? Why did they go change it for no reason? Absolutely ridiculous. And do not get me wrong here, I do like the fact that you get 4 perks, that is absolutely amazing. What I do not like is the fact that not all of them are activated at the beginning of the match. I mean, you have 2 base perks which are activated at the beginning of the match, then you have your 3rd perk or the bonus perk, which at first was activated at the 4th minute mark of the match, then we have the 4th or the ultimate perk which was activated at the 8th minute mark of the match. And after an update during the weekend 2 of the beta, they made perk 3 to be activated at the 2-minute mark and then the ultimate perk at the 4th minute mark. So now you basically earn the perks much faster, and that is good. But then again, if you're gonna earn all of them within 4 minutes of the match, why on earth just not revert it back to how it was before for the past decade? You just get them all at the beginning of the match. Keep the 4 perks, that is awesome. Why are you locking it behind a time limit? Just make it available from the beginning of the match and that's it. Why did you have to change the perks when it did not need to be changed? And the worst part in all of this is the fact that they said, well, play the beta, we want feedback, we listen to your feedback. And when the community gives them these feedback, they say, oh no, we're gonna do it our way, we don't care about what you say, your feedback means absolutely nothing, we're not gonna revert to the old classic minimap, we're not gonna change the perks. So what on earth are you asking our feedback for if you're just gonna be stubborn and not listen to the community? Another bad thing in Modern Warfare 2 is the removal of nameplates on head of players. Are you guys seeing the pattern here? Once again, they removed another feature that nobody ever complained about. Why fix it when it's not broken? When you play the game, it is so confusing, and I'm pretty sure you've seen in other YouTubers videos, you've also seen it in mine. I'm looking at a target, he's blending in with the environment, I'm not even sure if that's a target or not because there is no nameplate or anything to indicate that that's an enemy player, and that is absolutely terrible. And if you guys have seen my video from last weekend where I played the first match of the beta, during that match there's an enemy that's behind me, but I didn't know he was an enemy. Why? Because my teammate's blue dot ended up showing through wall, and I thought that enemy was a friendly because the blue dot was showing right on top of the enemy player, but I didn't know that because there was no nameplate or anything for the enemy players. He ended up killing me, and you can see it in that video. I'll leave a link in the description down below, make sure to go check it out. That is absolutely terrible. The nameplate for enemy players must return, otherwise it is way too confusing and just a terrible change in my opinion. Next up in the bad section of Modern Warfare 2, we have the footsteps being way too loud. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the videos that have been going viral where the footsteps are too loud to the point where enemies can hear you through buildings and they are simply camping. The second you come out, boom, they kill you. Absolutely ridiculous. The footstep sound definitely needs to be lowered. It is way too OP and just simply ridiculous. And speaking of loud sounds, have you seen another viral video where it shows you once you activate dead silence, there is this loud beeping sound that it makes, and basically alerting all the enemies nearby that, oh, this guy just used dead silence. What? Why on earth activating dead silence makes a beeping noise? What is even that for? What's the point of that sound? To tell enemies that there's a player coming so they can camp and just boom, simply kill him? Quite simply, what on earth is Infinity Ward doing? Why are the footsteps too loud? Why is dead silence making a loud beeping noise? And why on earth is dead silence a field upgrade and not a perk? Once again, who asked for that change? Absolutely nobody. And the worst part of all is the fact that Infinity Ward did respond to the dead silence being a field upgrade and not a perk by saying that they do not want rushers to rush without consequences. So you're trying to punish the rushers or the run and gun playstyle, but then again you don't want to punish players for firing their weapons. Look at this, does not make sense. Where is the logic in this? I'm really not sure, to be honest with you guys. This is absolutely a mess. The next thing I want to talk about in the bad section is the gunsmith UI. Now a couple minutes ago I said the settings UI was absolutely perfect. However, unfortunately I cannot say the same for the gunsmith UI. The gunsmith UI is absolutely terrible. You have to press 50 buttons just to select a weapon, and then you have to press further 50 buttons just to go to the gunsmith and customize it. It is absolutely terrible. All they have to do is just make it a tiny bit simpler, nothing too crazy, nothing too complicated, just something simple, and that's all we ask for. And speaking of the gunsmith, we have the weapon names. Why on earth did you change the weapon names? Now I know this is not something major or anything like that, but still, for example, the MP5, why isn't it called MP5? Why is it called the Lackman sub? I mean, seriously, who even thought of that? What on earth is a Lackman sub? Just call it an MP5. Just go back and name the weapons their real names. There is no need to change them. Another case of fixing something that was not broken. We move on to, of course, none other than skill-based matchmaking or SBMM. And once again, in Modern Warfare 2, it is way too overpowered. You have one good game and then you get put in a lobby that is absolutely everybody swearing their faces off. Absolutely ridiculous. We already know that they will never remove it, so just tone it down a bit. It doesn't have to be this strong. That's all we ask for. But like I said, this is all from my experience and my opinions. I really enjoyed the game. I found some awesome things in it, but at the same time I found quite a bit of negatives or bad things in the game that hopefully they can be either changed or just tweaked to make Modern Warfare 2 10 times better. Believe me, if this game would have just this had the classic features, I'm pretty sure this would have been a top 5 Call of Duty of all time. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. If you are excited for Modern Warfare 2, make sure to see for the like button. For everything Call of Duty, make sure to subscribe, turn on notification bell and join notification squad, and I'll catch you guys later.